Hi everyone. In today's video, I want to show you open source user profile based memory project named Memobase. And it's a simple project. So what is Memobase? From the website we can see Memobase is a user profile based memory system designed to bring long-term user memory to your generative AI agent applications. Whether you're building virtual companions, educational tools, or personalized assistants, Memobase can empower AI to remember, understand, and evolve with your users. And here is how Memobase works. So first, user asks some questions to the server. The server gets request and insert this message to Memobase database, which is a PG instance. Then the Memobase extract information from this message, which about summary, tags, and profile patch. And there's two async steps. First is append those information to event. Second is merge to original user profile, which might not exist in first time. After get event list and new profile back, Memobase assembly those two contexts to the prompt as personalized information to LLM. So when we use Memobase, we can summarize the user's session information by just single function invoke. But at the same time, we need to increase the token usage of some models. So let's build it locally. Okay, now we are at the deployment page. Note that we are using the OpenAI API key. We can also use any other service that is compatible with the OpenAI API. Then here we need to modify config file, set LMI key to OpenAI API key, API host to local host, and remember the access token which we'll use later. Then we start this service using Docker Compose. You can see in the Docker Compose file, Memobase uses PG vector to store sessions, and I guess embedding is used in it, using Redis as session catch component. PG vector and Redis should be configured as separate services. Next is the service API. You can see that there are still a lot of configurations here. Then use Docker Compose build and run those. Okay, now let's see how to use it. Now I built a Jupyter notebook to run the following code. So first, we need to install the Memobase dependency. Next, we configure the project URL. Since I am using a service running on another local machine, I use the intranet IP here. If the service is built locally, you should use localhost. Next, we need to initialize the Memobase client. Note that the API key here is the secret we set in the configuration file before. Okay, let's execute it. Next, I created a user and got the user ID. You can see that we printed out this user ID. We then simulate the context of a user talking to LLM. Encapsulate the context into the chat message. Then execute the flush method. Note that this method will actually trigger the summary of the session. So we must call the flush method after each session is completed. Next, we can see the complete content in the user context. Okay, so this simple test is done. Below, I also wrote a test for a more complex dialogue. Let's see how it works. Okay, today we introduced the relevant content about Memobase. You can see that this project can help us organize long-term memory between users and models. If you need to use a long-term memory function similar to OpenAI's model later, Memobase may be a good choice. That's all for today's video. Thank you for watching.